Alright, so we're checking out the Meebike Gallop step through in the white color in this video. So I have already reviewed the black version of this one, which is the non-step through, has the bar across. I'll link that video in the video description if you want the full details on this bike. I'm not going to cover every detail because essentially it's the same bike, just a slightly different frame and a different color. And basically you have the step through feature for those of you that, you know, perhaps want a little bit easier getting on and off the bike, and a little bit of, I think, a bigger rack here in the back. Alright, so just to cover the highlights, the major features here, we have a 750 watt hub motor in the back. We have a torque sensor here instead of a cadence sensor, so a little bit better control over your speed and power. Got dual suspension here, huge front fork suspension with lockout and adjustment, and you have rear springs as well. So this is one of the best riding e-bikes out there. 48 volt, 20 amp hour, 960 watt hour battery. As you can see, it's kind of hidden into the frame. Nice big bright front headlight. We got a rear brake light, and we have hydraulic disc brakes here in the back, and these are branded by Logan. And of course got the 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires with the mag style rims. So overall fantastic looking bike. So go ahead and just go right to the riding part of the video, and we'll talk about any differences I noticed between this one and the black version. Alright, so after riding around this white version for a little while, I realized it's pretty much the same as the black version. So the same motor, same controller. So the speed levels at the different pedal assist levels are exactly the same, as well as the way the throttle works, and as well as the top speed. So again, I would refer you to the first video on the black version. Talk about all that stuff in great detail in that video, and I'll link that in the video description. Regarding the ride and the comfort level, the shocks are the same and tuned the same on this white version. So no complaints. It's a fine ride, very comfortable on bumpy sidewalks, streets, even over grass, not a problem. Now, of course, the seat is a little bit different here on this step-through version. It's not as long as the black version, and it's not quite as wide. It has a little bit more of a slope, so I felt that this seat was actually a little bit more comfortable than the one on the black version, but it is not as wide of a seat. So on the black version, you can kind of move yourself forward or backwards on the bike depending upon how fast you're going or how much you want to lean over. On the white version, you're pretty much, there's like one sweet spot, and that's pretty much it. So if you feel like you're leaning over a little bit too much, you're probably going to want to adjust the handlebar so that it'll be sloped back more instead of at the position that I'm in. It's going to kind of depend on how tall you are and how long your arms are. But again, the white version, because the seat isn't quite as long, the sort of sweet spot is also not as long as well. So it's kind of like this one little area that's kind of perfect and feels really good, and it's very comfortable. But you can't really slide around on the seat too much to find a better spot. You pretty much are stuck with that one spot. Now, I've noticed that the price of these Meebikes have gone up quite a bit since I did the review on the black version. I'm not 100% sure why. Obviously, there's probably some supply, pressures, and maybe parts are more expensive on this one, but the price has gone up quite a bit. It's like $2,300 now, I believe, and it was significantly cheaper when I did the review for the black version many months ago. So I'm not 100% sure why that is, but perhaps they're having some supply chain problems. But that's what the price is currently. Maybe in the near future, prices may improve. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard from the manufacturer in some time. So something to keep note of, because I think I mentioned the price in the black version, and you may be wondering why it's so much more. And unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for you. It's just that's kind of the way things are right now with some of these e-bike manufacturers. Some of the prices, they tend to go up and down, and they tend to have to do with supply pressures, if they can get parts or not. And if there's a demand for a particular part, a controller, ESCs or bike displays, then that's going to obviously put pressure on their prices and either and probably make them go up. So that's probably the best answer I can give you on that regarding the price. Anyway, it's going to cover for this video. I'm going to put a link down in the video description to the bike if you guys want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, if you like these kind of reviews, I would appreciate a thumbs up on the video. That really helps out the channel. And if you like this kind of videos and want to see more, consider subscribing, and that would really help out the channel. That'll do it for this one. Talk to you guys in the next video.